the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, and as you can see behind me are vehicles from the Liberia Broadcasting System, and of course the Director General Eugene Lamin Fagon, along with other directors from his from the management, of course, paying a courtesy visit here at the Ministry of Finance. So we are outside the Ministry of Finance already, here in Central Monrovia, and of course it's quite a little noisy out here, but the Director General and members of his administration are already here. We have the Controller, he's here forming part of the Director General's team. We have the Deputy Director General for Administration. We also do see the Deputy Director General for New Media and Rebranding. So these 4 officials are already here in the compound of the Ministry of Finance. So you are seeing the vehicles forming part of the convoy that have just arrived here. So the Director General, along with his team, are expected to hold key discussions with the Finance Minister here at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. And so let's make our way in there. Let's.
So we are trying to enter the office in the elevator.
So folks, thanks for joining us again. We're trying to make our way up the office of the Minister of Finance, and the Director General and his team are here to hold key discussions with the Minister of Finance. As you may know, the LBS, the government of Liberia provides 60% of the operational budget of the Liberia Broadcasting System, while the entity generates the additional 40% to run its affairs and its activities. So this crucial meeting is expected to address some crucial issues with the functionality of the Liberia Broadcasting System. Some of these could be, we have not heard officially from the Director General yet as to what his meeting with the Minister of Finance will be based on, but come to think of it, for the fact that the Ministry of Finance is government's financing entity, and the Director General is expected to be holding discussions surrounding the review of the LBS current financial status and the use of its 60% government subsidy. The government subsidizes 60% of the entity's activities, and then also the proposal also for increased budget allocation to support expansion of TV coverage across the country. It's one thing that the Director General has been emphasizing. As you may know, the LBS has been making expansion of television across the country in several counties now, and this obviously requires some serious budgetary support, but of course the government has been providing the necessary support to ensure some of these projects or this expansion project can go further. Also, we're talking about a possible shift to medium-term financing, and also increment of yearly budget also. But let's make our way into the lift and make our way upstairs. We might go off shortly. Don't show the camera there now. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's okay, folks. So we're on the lift now and trying to make our way in the lift, trying to make our way upstairs. Unfortunately, it's not going. Fortunately for us, it's not going off. So most times when you're in the lift, the internet goes, but this one is still on. So stick and stay with us, folks. But we were having a conversation about some of the possible discussions that could be staged or be held here at the Ministry of Finance with the Director General and his team. But obviously, for the fact that we are here at the Ministry of Finance, revenue enhancement will not be something that will be excluded. Will obviously be part of some of the discussions that will be held. So we're here already into the ministry. You're seeing the Director General and his team. The director is trying to greet some of the officials of the ministry here already. So before we get the opportunity to go into the minister's office, maybe we could have a word with the Director General so he can just bring us up to speed what the visit of he and his team is all about this morning. Let me go the other way around quickly and see if I can just talk to the director. Good morning, Director General. You are here with a team already. I see several of your directors accompanying you here at the Ministry of Finance, and my viewers are obviously eager to know what's your mission here this morning.
Well, it's not morning. I know you want us to operate as afternoon time. It's after 1 o'clock, not even 12.
Sure.
We want to pay a courtesy call on the minister to thank him for the level of support we've gotten from his ministry in particular, and to acquaint him with some of the work we're doing and make sure he can be abreast of some of the things we're doing right now so as to help facilitate the process, and maybe to get a word or two from him for the Christmas holiday, but more so to thank him for the level of cooperation, one, and to acquaint him with some of the projects we've undertaken and how far we've gone and what we're looking forward to in 2026. As I've said before, and I'll say again, LBS will never be the same. In order for us to accomplish this, LBS budget cannot be the same. So we operated with LBS budget in 2024. We operated with the same budget in 2025. And everyone can see the level of work and progress that we've carried out. Now, by law, the government is responsible to pay salaries for the employees. We've been short of the number of employees that we should have, but we've been going on and carrying on. We've increased our fleet of vehicles, thanks to the Minister of Finance. We are opening 2 new substations. They are at roof level, and one has roof over it already, in Cape Mount and in Saclay. We have our 7 substations up and running. We are about to dedicate our new TV and radio expansion complex. We have an OB van, state of the art. There's so much going on, and I don't think the budget that was given to us in 2024 by the WIA administration, the budget that we carried into 2025 will be the same budget used to operate the new system. It's not possible. So he has been our help. He has been very good to LBS, and I think it's only fair we pay him a courtesy call and thank him for the level of work and cooperation we've received from him, and to acquaint him with some of our problems going forward. I think that's the right thing to do.
Thank you very much. Lots of useful details there. And of course, I also want you to probably re-emphasize, because there's a lot that you've named that you have achieved over a period of time using the previous budget that you met. Yeah. We're talking about expansion. Several counties now are benefiting, they're watching TV, but you have managed to use the same old budget to achieve all of this feat. Now that you're pay, how do we intend, or what will be some of the recommendations you want to put before him as it relates to probably the increment in what is being allocated by government?
Well, he's a very good finance minister. He's very savvy, and he's a media-friendly guy. Now, here is the deal. We put television in Bomi. We put television in Zweju Granjida County, in Vonjama Lofa County, in Grand Bassa County. Next week, we'll be moving to Bangabon County to install television again. All of this cannot happen under the same makeshift budget allocation that we had. And one of the things I'll be recommending to him or suggesting to him that there is no way, absolutely no way in the world that we will increase our budget from 800 million to almost $2 billion, and everybody gets an increase except LBS. Yet LBS is doing what other ministries are doing and even doing more with the limited resources. But constitutionally, by law, Article 15 is very clear. It is the right of the Liberian people to be informed. That's what the law says. And if I can pitch this to the minister, who has been very helpful, and that's why I brought the 2 new vehicles for him to see that his work is being done, I think the minister will have some consideration. The budgetary allotment to LBS cannot be the same as it was in 2015, in 2016. We are in 2025, about to enter 2026. Sure. Cannot continue to use the same budget and expect the kind of results we're giving. I know people will say that what we've done is miraculous, but I think we've reached a stage now where the minister needs to be made aware of some of the challenges that we will face if nothing is done in the shortest possible time. If we dedicate that complex where you guys will be working and nothing is done, then I'm sure our work quality will not be what we envisage.
Okay, Director. I'm sure you are being called now. We'll be here or join you possibly once the conversation starts with the minister, so we can get more after you guys might have spoken.
You will come in when we invite you in before we go into the deep part of our meetings. I'm just trying to get everybody to put their phone on mute or silent,
sure, definitely,
so that we're not disruptive. Okay. In the meantime,
so folks, you just listened.
You don't have to kill your broadcast.
Okay, you just listened to the Director General there, Director General Eugene Lamin Fangon. He and his team are making their way in there now to meet up with the Minister of Finance and Development Planning. And you just heard some of the reasons he's paying a courtesy call on the Minister. I did mention earlier, obviously, for the fact that he's visiting the Ministry of Finance, this will be about a budgetary, allotment. Of course, you heard him thanking the Minister for contributing greatly to the LBS budget, but he also placed emphasis on the LBS operating under its previous budgetary allotment that was being brought or given by the government of Liberia or by the previous government that they were operating under. But his administration has made some significant strides over the years with the same very budget. So today he's here at the office of the Minister of Finance. You heard some of the discussions that he's expected to hold with the minister, and some of the achievements that he have accomplished or his administration has accomplished over the period of time, but then the need for more support is also being emphasized. So stick and stay with us while we await the Director General to be ushered into the minister's office for the discussions to go on, and then right after that we will join him to hear from him as to what came out of the discussions that will be held, or what will come out of the discussion that will be held with the Minister of Finance and Development Planning here at his office. So we are already in the minister's waiting section and are waiting to be ushered in for the discussions to continue. So keep watching, keep following LNTV Liberia. In any moment from now, who will join the minister himself. But currently, 2 of the directors are already in there. It appears they're making all necessary arrangements for the director himself to go in. I guess the Director General is already. All right, so arrangements are still ongoing for the director himself to be called in. So once that is done, we're hoping they can call us also in, probably for us to see the 2 officials of government sharing pleasantries. Don't forget, the director had made it clear that he's here to thank the minister apart from putting crucial issues that he has lined up before the minister. He's also here to thank the minister for being cooperative over the years, for assisting the Liberia broadcasting system over the years, financially, of course. And so just keep watching us, folks. Keep following LNTV, and we'll bring you more of the details as the both officials of government hold their meeting right here at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Now, let me bring you up to speed about some of the efforts that the LBS has made over the period of time. If you may, just to bring you up to speed before the actual meeting starts. Now, speaking about expansion, you did hear the Director General speaking about the various counties that are now benefiting from television expansion as part of one of the key component of President Boakai's administration, or under the arrest agenda framework, information dissemination across the country. He's made it clear that his government remains keen on ensuring that every Liberian can have access to the national television, and that the LBS have over the years made significant strides, I can say, in a short period of time to ensure that certain counties, or almost every county across the country, can have access to television. But as we speak now, there's a list of several of them that the Director General himself have listed. One of the latest was Grand Bassa County that was just added to the list. Grand Dide, way there in Zwerju. I still do remember when President Boakai went to Paris, I was broadcasting live, and I did see myself on TV from as far as Grand Dide County. So just imagine several other counties to be added on the list very soon, and that could even come to fruition if meetings like the one that the Director General is about to have become fruitful, with the intent for the government to see how budgetary allotment can be increased from what it used to be to something better, to more enhance the workings of the LBS. Now, speaking about electricity, the LBS has been operating with their substations in several parts of the country, in Grand Dide, in Maryland, you name it, using generator, burning lots of fuel. But the Director General and his administration have been making significant strides and efforts to ensure that some of these substations can be connected to the national electricity grid, at the same time have solar backup, and also still maintain the generator to ensure that these stations can probably work 24 hours or not go off as they would do in the past, when they were only running on generators in several parts of the country. And so now I was bringing you up to speed on some of the possible discussions that might be held, and I did hear from the Director General, so I'm sure now these details can be confirmed. I mean, we're talking about a review of the LBS current financial status and the use of its 60-40% government subsidy, and also proposal for increased budgetary allocation to support expansion of TV coverage. This is something that I drafted even before we spoke to the Director General, but of course he did confirm that yes, these will be some of the discussions that will be held. And also possible shift to medium-term financing, and increment of annual budget, and also reduction of yearly budget pressure. This is actually possible. We have the controller of the LBS. He's right here. He might also bring us up to speed on some of the efforts that are expected to be made as it relates to this budgetary allocation. I'm going to sit right by him, so we have just a brief conversation. Baron, I know you know me very well. I don't want to introduce myself, but you will kindly introduce yourself. You did hear the Director General, and you being the controller of the Liberia Broadcasting System, we have several issues on the line. We're talking about scrutiny, advertising policy and pricing. We're talking about current financial status, possible increment of budgetary allocation, a long list of financial issues at the LBS, for which the Director General is also here, not only to thank the Minister, but to look into some of these issues from the end of your office. How do you want to align with these issues that the Director have spoken about?
Thank you very much, Andre. I'm A. Baron Chabe, the controller of LBS. I did hear my boss, Honorable Fagon, the Director General, spoke about budgetary increment, and that is very significant because we have made a lot of strides at LBS using our MECO resources. We have made a lot of progress at LBS. We are talking about expansion of television and TV and radio rather in one of the counties. So there's a need that our budget is increased. Also looking at human resources in terms of salaries.
Sure.
There will be a lot of staff coming on board. So there's a need that we have increment in our wage bill for LBS, because you can have expansion in Nimba County.
Yeah.
You can carry TV and radio in Koenji there, and then nobody there. Yeah, no staff there to operate these equipment and stuff. So there's a need that we have increment in our wage bill. Also looking at our budget line in terms of fuel.
Sure.
So with the increment in with the expansion of radio and TV in the counties, obviously there's a need that our fuel budget or budget line is increased.
Sure.
So we cannot do all of these things with meager resources.
Sure.
The DG has spoke a lot. He said it all, and it's significant to the progress of the LBS.
And you did mention salaries also, salaries of staffers. And I don't want to rule this out, that it has also been a concern of the DG that some low increment can also be done, with the income of his staffs, because he over the years have acknowledged the work that these staffers have been doing. He doesn't forget to emphasize that. Do you side with him when it comes to increment also?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I agree with increment in salaries, and then provide an increment in the salary the salary budget line.
Sure.
Because obviously we have to employ additional staff to staff these radio stations.
Sure. These
in the
new
counties.
substations.
Yeah, the new substation in the counties.
Sure.
So we can do that without an increment in our wage bill.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much, Baron.
Okay.
So I was just speaking to Mr. Baron Chappie. He is the controller there at the Liberia Broadcasting System. I also do have here the Director of Human Resource, Madam Laura Brown. She might join us also possibly. But I mean, you heard him talking about some of the key issues for which the director is here with his team. Staff welfare and capacity building, very crucial. And, salary harmonization with other state media entities, like Baron have mentioned the substations from across the counties. There's obviously there will be a need for new staffers as some of these substations are going to be built across the counties, and there obviously the need to pay these staffers will obviously arrive. He mentioned hiring additional technicians for rural transmitters, engineers, of course, to manage these substations across the country. So we'll stay here at the office of the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, and we await that any moment from now the Director General will be invited there to have conversation. Of course, you heard him courtesy visit on the Minister of Finance, of course his counterpart in government, as both government officials. But for those of you watching, you can also leave your concerns in the comment section, because this is obviously crucial. It's obviously a crucial discussion, especially for some of you who I can probably maybe consider as veterans of the LBS, who have worked at the LBS as it relates to financing, of the Liberia Broadcasting System. It has always been the government of Liberia gives a certain portion, and then LBS generates another portion to carry out its functionalities. We're talking about generating funds from announcements, from the LBS hosting outside broadcasts, and obviously some of these financing strategies do not come with much, and the LBS has to align with other partners to source funds, to maybe run the affairs of the entity, buy fuel, manage the substations, and do the rest. And it cannot be overlooked that, of course, the government of Liberia does come in with its 60% subsidy or contributing to the functionality of the entity. But again, it's still also the entity still also does emphasize the need for an increment in the financial flow as it relates to its functionality. But let's go back to the LBS. You did hear the Director General as he was speaking about very soon the entity is expected to The entity is expected to dedicate the now under construction new LBS broadcast complex that has been undertaken by the People's Republic of China. Just a few months back, President Boakai was at the station there breaking ground for this piece of infrastructure. Obviously, state-of-the-art piece of infrastructure, and it's obviously nearing completion. If you went in there, you will see the extraordinary job that the engineers are doing. I mean, currently as we speak, they're working on the road paths that will be leading into the compound. There's a giant sized parking lot within the compound that's going to be hosting vehicles. We're talking about modern studio facilities, new radio facilities that will be added to that particular structure, and this structure is nearing completion as we speak. So I mean, obviously, all right, so the director has been invited now. He has been called. He's been called into the office. I just wanted to show the cameras so you see him entering into the office, but he's going into the minister's office. So we'll stick and stay now and wait. Once we get called, we can go in there and maybe show you their interaction. Basically, there will obviously be some discussions that will be held behind closed door that we will not bring to you. So but yes, I mean, the director has already gone in there, so let's wait. Keep watching, keep following us as we wait to be called in there for the engagement between both the Minister of Finance and his counterpart, Director General Eugene Lamin-Fangon, the Director General of the Republic of Liberia. Now, for those of you who might just be joining us, just to bring you up to speed, the director is here to meet the Minister of Finance. We did interview him upon his arrival, and he said he's here to thank the minister for the government's, contribution, contributing to LBS growth and expansion, but also to discuss with the minister and also a possible review of LBS current financial status and the use of the government's 60% subsidy. And also proposal for increased budget allocation to support expansion of TV and radio coverage across the country, and also strengthening advertising policies and pricing, because come to think of it, the LBS generates 40% of its income from working with other entities and pricing them for providing services. And even now, government institutions do pay to air some of their programs, to air their programs on the national radio and national television, and by this the entity is able to generate funds. We're talking about also introducing paid content partnerships with ministries and agencies. So like I just said, ministries and agencies now are paying for live streaming, for outside broadcasts, for radio shows, for television shows. That's how the entity gets to generate some of its funds. We're also talking about relaunching digital revenue streams. We now have a new media and rebranding department that's responsible for some of these digitization. And then modernizing transmission equipment for radio and TV, which will obviously require financing, digitization, and optimization of this newsroom. As we speak currently, there is massive renovation ongoing. In fact, already has been completed of the Liberia Broadcasting System, the ELBC newsroom, precisely where the news has been produced. It has been worked on, the rural broadcasting, where the various vernaculars are being produced, has been renovated, state of the art if you do see it. We're also talking about Metro 99.9 FM as we speak. Also, there is the upgraded theater that has been dilapidated for ages. It has been upgraded. There is a giant sized digital screen in the theater, modern chairs. It has been upgraded as we speak. It will be used for events according to the management. It will be rented out to the public also as a means of generating funds, for the LBS. And then we come to staff welfare and capacity building. We're talking about salary increment The Director General has made that clear that he's calling on government to see how best it can work on the increment of salaries of the staffers at the LBS, or assist the entity to beef up the staff there, because the need for more staff has, is needed. The entity needs more staffers also. Training for technical staff, reporters, producers, and digital, teams is also arising. The need for that is also arising. We're also expecting discussion on hiring additional technicians for rural transmitters. We're talking about in the rural part of the country. The need for new technicians to work at these locations is also arising. The Director General is expected to put some of these discussions before his counterpart. Correspondence, we're talking about new reporters in other parts of the country. Come to think of it, the LBS is one of the government entity that has a long list of correspondents from across the country, and not just one correspondent in each of the 15 counties. We're talking about, we have Lower Margibi, Upper Margibi. Each county has up to 3-4 correspondents, and imagine the entity has to ensure it keeps up the welfare of these correspondents, have them paid, and ensure they get transportation allowance. We're talking about scratch cards, and you name it. So just stick and stay with us, folks. It's going to take some time before we get called to join in the minister's office, hoping that we will go there, or if not, we can rejoin or we can join the director when he comes out to just find out from him how the discussions went, and then we can bring this broadcast to an end. But until then, we'll say awaiting the Director General and his counterpart to complete the discussions, then we can rejoin you. Não vinil. Yes, keep it on. It's gonna take us some time, folks. Keep watching, keep it on. Or you might want to just on the wall with the pictures. Yeah, while we go for a little break, we can rejoin. But all right, so keep watching our folks, keep following, and please keep leaving your comments in the comment section. Keep leaving your comments in the comment section. We'll continue the discussion once the Director General comes out. Come to think of it, the Liberia Broadcasting System is a national development and civil education tool. So its role in disseminating the arrest agenda content, you cannot be overemphasized, and also the contribution to national cohesion, emergency communication, and public safety messaging is actually crucial. So these are some of the things that the President has been pointing out. So as we await the Director General to conclude his discussion with his counterpart, the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, we'll join you quickly just to hear from him. It's going to take a while, obviously. These are long discussions that are going to be held, so it's not going to take just a minute. While we are wait, you can leave your comments in the comment section and keep following us. Please.
Kami boy sa rin na Dave, bago di ka na ready quick. Yeah.
All right, folks, so what we're going to do while we are with the meeting, we're going to read out some of your comments. For those of you watching, we're going to read out some of your comments. So a lot of you commenting here. We're going to read out some of your comments for those of you who are following. Keep watching. just gonna read some of the comments and just bring you. So let's go. Stick and stay with us, folks. We just want to read out some of the comments in the comment section. So we have political well, he's greeting someone, how are you doing? But we're looking for someone said the best place to be for such lobby at this point is the legislature. The executive has played its part. That's coming from CFA Jala. We also have Kona Goto. She says, my able Party Director General. We also have Asata K. Kaba. She says, our hardworking DG. Lami Soma said, we want him to talk about them. We want to know. Lawrence Gay says, yes sir, how are you? We also do have Vince Bengu, who's watching. Lawrence Gay is watching. Lamin Suma is watching. Asata V. Kaba is also following as we continue. We also have Siafa Jala who is watching us. Siafa Jala is following us.
So you're here from your body to your content floor, right?
Yeah. 10th floor?
Yeah, you come with that for your content floor, right?
I think let's find out first. Let me find out.
In the Minister of Business. What's his name?
I think I Gennaro.
That's in there.
All right, folks. So, just to bring you up to speed, after the discussions with the discussion with the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Finance also does have a press engagement here at his office on the 10th floor of the Ministry of Finance. We're going to be live also at that press engagement right after he holds his engagement with the Director General Eugene Lamin Fangon. So keep watching. Right after the engagement with the DG. Once they're done, and we will also join the minister for his press engagement, kind of like a press conference up 10th floor in the conference room. So keep following. So we were reading some of your comments earlier before we left. For those of you in the comment section, we want you to leave some of your comments in the comment section so we read them. So literally just the same number of comments, no new ones yet, but keep watching and keep leaving your comments in the comment section. Yeah, we're rolling, sir. Okay, go on. All right, folks. So we're going to make several other officials of government who are here in his office, and the director is introducing his office staff to him. You can't use this side, just on this side.
Well, let's please this blessing to see the Honorable DG of LBS barging us, you know. So we feel blessed. Let me introduce my people here that you met. We're in some other meeting, but when we heard that you were out there, we had to accommodate quickly. On my immediate left is Mrs. Patience Sekpeni Kume, Communication Director of the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, and I will allow these gentlemen to introduce themselves.
I'm Al Hussein, Jeff Fadiga, Public Engagement Specialist, consultant for the Minister of Liberia.
Daniel Ngafuan Jr., Communication Consultant.
So, Mr. DG and your team, welcome again. And since you bash on us like this, let me give you the opportunity to tell us the purpose of your visit.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. As I said before, this is Mr. Thomas Goa. He's the Deputy for Administration. We've undertaken, so we will move again, not only increasing our fleet of vehicles, allows us to maintain all of our substations in the country, 7 of them, the majority of them in the southeast where the roads are bad, thanks again to the 2 4-wheel drive pickup. But we managed to operate a project with your help and cooperation, and that is we've built a new substation in Grand Cape Mount County, Robertsport. That one is about to be roofed, it's roofed, but the one in Saclipia is about to be roofed, so we'll have 2 new substations. And if everything works well after this meeting, we should be dedicating those 2 substations along with the new television and radio expansion complex at the compound there in Pinsville. We also have come to pay this courtesy call on you, show you generators. 5 of them are in the substations. That's exactly what kicked them up and running. Our fuel, sometimes delayed, but never denied. We've been able to do that, and we've been able to install new watt transmitter. So all of this have occurred because we've gotten the support of the finance minister and his team. And so today, me and my team decided, you know what? If someone does good for you, go close your valve. Because if you appreciate, there is a high likelihood that they will continue to do good. So me and my team have decided to come to say a big thank you to you, and to say to you that what you're hearing is true. LBS is not the same. Our safety gears are in place. Our men use infrastructure. We've developed it to the point where even the employees are appreciative of that. So again, with all of what is going on, we thought it wise to come to you and say, Mr. Minister, thank you for the level of cooperation and support, and to let the Liberian people know that the president led this effort, and we look forward to much more being done. Last but not the least, we know the Liberian budget is tight. We know that the budget has increased. It is our prayer to your ministry, LBS Way. And you will look LBS Way because we now have 2 new substations. We now have the television and radio expansion complex. We are now expanding television throughout the county, something that never happened. You will take credit that television expanded to the rest of the counties came under your leadership here at the Ministry of Finance through by way of the president. So again, with all of these said, we can only say thank you for the level of collaboration and cooperation LBS has received. The Liberian people are very proud of LBS, but more so we've come to say they should also be proud of you for the level of cooperation and collaboration. From there, we'll be going to the highest office, and you know when he speaks, no one speaks. We'll be going to the president, hopefully, to tell him thank you for all of the help he has given LPS, especially in executing his mandate that television at the end of his first term and radio should cover the entire country. That mandate, again, we conclude on this visit to you by saying that that mandate is far ahead of schedule. And should we continue to receive the level of cooperation we're receiving from you, we want to assure you by 2027, mission will be complete. Thank you very much. That's the purpose of our visit.
Well, thank you very much. Well, I know that you know, it has to be you know, or DG Fagon. He has his own fan base, and I can say I'm one of your fans.
Thank you very much.
We follow you and the team, and you know, the flow and others. We're happy to welcome you here. You know, in my keynote address at the annual meetings, the convention rather, of the Association of Liberian Journalists in Americas, AJA, I articulated the role the media played in my upbringing, especially the action news of LBS those days. And we were young people coming up, we followed, we watched, we studied, we were groomed, we became very, very conscious because we're following media luminaries, and some of them have transitioned, peace be to their arches. Some of them are still around, we doff our caps to them. Some of you, the new leaders, are working in ways that I know that are impressing us and the younger generation. I know wherever young people are, many of them want to be like a Fagon when they become, you know, adults. Deflo, Bafle Kamara, and all the great men and women you've assembled. And so I'm a personal fan, besides being a Minister of Finance. That's the official cap. And you can put the official cap down, but the man, Augustine Ngafuan, is a fan of the team led by you, and is a fan of LBS, because LBS impacted my upbringing. And let me say that, you know, we are lucky and to have a president that also loves LBS. And I've been with him, and he talks fondly about LBS and the empowerment of LBS and your work, you and your team. That's why he was very profuse in praise at the last cabinet meeting of you, Mr. DG, and your team. And I want to join him in thanking you. You see, you know, great works or great things don't have to be done by people with extraordinary or angelic qualities. But, you know, we don't need perfection. We need people with the heart who will dedicate their time to do the work. So, all of us were not perfect. Perfection belongs to God. But in our perfect imperfections, you know, we need to dedicate our minds, our energies to the forward march of our country. That's why I see that you are doing. In your perfect imperfection, you are moving LBS forward. If the accounting for progress is shown, as I usually say, that it's getting to be a cliche, that we are not where we want to be at this point, but we are not where we were yesterday. The difference between where we are today and where we were yesterday is vast. But do we rest on our house? Do we say that we have reached the promised land? No. There are journeys to trek. There are miles to walk. There are rivers to cross. And I'm a fan of the late Jimmy Cliff, so sorry for when I trek. Many rivers to cross. Many rivers to cross. But I see the vim and vigor in you, and so I have no doubt that we'll cross those rivers. We will mount those mountains, and we'll traverse, and we'll show the light of communication. And you've been doing it. I was in the UAE on a trip with the president when we got clippings of people in Zwedru, the reaction. I saw on social media clipping how they were positively moved to see television in Zwedru for the first time. So, and I know what it means to see television. I talked my story the other day, and these my folks, it was the first time hearing the story. We're coming up as kids somewhere in Logan Town. You know, we had to go on a push to watch television.
To somebody else.
To somebody's house. Or 10 or from now 5, and then the mother of the house used to be a little generous. She would open the door after seeing us young kids, and then we'll watch the television. Some of us will not even see the full screen, but we'll go very happy. And so you saw clearly, you know. But sometimes Hudson was not that generous. Each time he would see us on the push, he would close the door, and being rejected kids would walk back to our houses, and that's the time we knew we were poor. But we didn't give up. We didn't give up, but that was television. Now you're spreading television all around the country, and what you are doing, you know, you're transforming the Liberia broadcasting system. Is not now an MBS, Monrovia Broadcasting System. It is truly the Liberia Broadcasting System. It's not a Monrovia thing, you know, talking about Zwedru, talking about Vonjama, you're talking about Banga, and so we can only follow you. You are running and we have to chase you. We have to chase you with support, and sometimes you will run faster than us. So we will sprint behind. You are sprinting, and I can say this: working with our colleagues, the legislators, let me thank them too, because it is the executive and the legislature. They are following. They are in totality. They are also very supportive. I know they will continue to join us to support the Liberia broadcasting system. So, in the budgeting process, it is not a question of how much. It's a question of how well. When we gave you a little, we'll watch to see how you use it. When you use it well, you are making a strong justification to get more. So, you have been using the little you've been receiving very well. There are testimonies all around this country. So, we have something called budget hearing. Sometimes we call budget hearing and people will come and make speeches as to what they've done. You didn't have to come to make speeches. The outcomes are all there. The testimonials from people have been your budget hearing. So we've heard and we'll act as per the wishes of the president, you know, And the thing is that whenever he starts to talk about LBS and his activities, you can see the glow and the happiness in the president's face. So one thing I need to tell you is that you want entity that when the president is talking about, he feels very good. Whatever you are doing to make the president to feel good, continue to do it. The president feels very good and we feel very good. My team feels very good. And Liberia largely feels very good about what you're doing. So we'll do more. You talk about the $1.2 billion budget. Yeah. Well, let me say that. And sometimes people feel that because we have a $1.2 billion budget, we can solve all the problems of the country at one time.
Oh,
you know, the more the budget grows, the more the problem grows. The demand grows. The demand on the budget in terms of requests that came from ministries and agencies and spending entities were more than $2 billion. Imagine that. More than $2 billion. We had to cut things down in 1.2. It looks high, but there were many things that could not be accommodated. So that's why we're working with the revenue team, the LRA, and other collaborators across government. We need to grow the envelope, and we will not rest. We will not rest until we can accommodate largely the spending requests of entities. But we'll continue to do more. So that is the assurance I gave you. Thanks for the vehicle. I have to rush to another meeting. You brought these, is it pickups?
Pickups.
2 pickups that you want me to see, but without even seeing it physically, in my mind's eyes, I've seen the vehicles, and thank you for it. Fadiga and others will go and see it. We'll do more. So the deputies, and I saw when I was the guest of your, I guess, a morning show, Super Morning Show.
Super Morning Show.
I was taking a guided tour of the new facility that coming up being constructed by the Chinese. And I was very impressed. I can say this, very impressed. So we're having a transformed LBS. So continue on that path. And may God richly bless you and your team. And may God bless this country. Next year, you know, is the government, from where I sit, and from what I see, and what I know, plenty of good things coming. I can tell you this. Good news coming. Soon, very soon, we'll have some big news to break. But good news coming. And
You're around to take it.
good news is coming. And because God loves Liberia. So it is not a matter, I will conclude on this. We can haggle. We can argue. Because we are democratic as a country. But there's one thing that we need to unite around. We need to unite around development. The television you have taken to Zwerju, to Vonjama, to Banga, you are taking to Vonjama, to Banga, to Cape Mount. You do not ask for political party ID cards for people to have access. The roads we are building to happen, you know, thanks to my colleagues, Minister Giddings and others, no one is asking for political party or religious ID cards or what have you. The electricity we are spending, thanks to Mohammed Sharif and others, no political party ID card, nothing. When we pay civil servants on time, which we are doing all the time, we do not say, okay, because you're a member of this party, you will delay your pay or not. So I usually say we can talk about unity, reconciliation. But one of the best ways to reconcile a country is to develop the country. Because everybody benefits. So when it comes to that, we should all wrap in the Liberian flag. And because it benefits all of us. So that's the message I want to leave, you know, us with. That in unity, you know, there's reconciliation. In development, rather, we unite the country. And for what I see, what's going to happen next year, We'll roll out everything that's going to happen next year. You know, good things smiles are going to be all around. And we will not stop. We are doing it not so much for politics.
Right.
We are doing it because it's good to do it.
Definitely.
We are doing it because our people deserve it. You know, you are doing this thing, illuminating the country, bringing news from all around, primarily because it is good for Liberia. So I feel very, very upbeat about my country. You know, we come to work early in the morning and leave late. And sometimes you say, but you live for the country.
Yep.
But the only joy we face in all of this is that through our sweat, through our dedication, lives, things have been transformed. Things have been transformed. I will end with this story, you know. I was here years ago. And, you know, these are stressful things. And sometimes you get ready. Some folks, at their various angles, they don't understand things. They take liberty sometimes in your character.
Right.
You know, they tear you up, no problem. And they caricature your character. No problem.
No problem.
But that's part of it. They say if you cannot stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
Stay out of the kitchen.
But there are a few things that really make some of us to feel proud. I can't forget that moment. You know, I was on the way I was in Banga at the gas station and leads to Lofa. We're taking gas with a car. And, you know, they have a barracks right there. And men, you know, of the armed forces, I saw them disembarking from their truck. And they started coming on my way. And the security was, you know, they had to smuggle me in the car. What was happening?
They travel from Latin.
Yeah.
So you're coming to.
But they didn't come with ill intention.
Right.
They came, they started to sing. Why is it? What's happening? And they came to actually say thank you. For what? We had just added up to their pay, and it had reached them. And when they saw that I was around, you know, I usually try to move in ways that nobody will notice me, but they identified me. Yeah, they came to say thank you. We appreciate. Continue to do this for us. Those are moments as a public servant that we cannot forget. So you get people that will be critical, they will, you know, mischaracterize. But it's because of those people, you know, those soldiers, the people in Zweju, the old man in Zweju that I saw laughing and yelling. That's why we must work. We cannot be distracted. We got to keep our eyes on the goal. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect to do a great job. So in our perfect imperfection, let's continue to work for our country. And in this way, let me say, I've seen your people. And I've seen some of them locally and internationally. Some of them are here. Let me thank him. And I see the dedication.
First time on
female, broadcasters. And Fagon was Fadiga was talking about the other female that he's been tracking. I see the dedication of your team on the field. We see it.
For the first time, all of them are traveling.
We see it, yeah. You guys stories. Traveling around the world, giving empowerment, and we'll continue to empower you as we empower. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And just 1 minute, we want to make you an offer. We're hopeful that when the budget is done, your budget team from here, we're the only ones in the Republic that have a screen that is bigger than Relda Cinema or even bigger than the one at the Ministerial Complex. Mm-hmm. The whole thing is computerized. Mm-hmm. We have a seating capacity of 125.
Wow.
Our cameras and everything mounted there. Mm-hmm. So the budget presentation to the nation and explanation can be done right in that theater. It's more than nice.
Okay.
It's fully with everything. And the journalists themselves can have a wonderful time there. And when you're explaining something, You don't need to shout or scream. I mean, the screen is bigger than this whole room.
Wow.
And we set it up in ways that all you need to do is carry a laptop.
Okay.
The rest of the work will be done there.
Thank you.
And the other thing we have to say is that Finance Ministry, LBS is your partner. We'll send you invoice. You don't need to pay us. But we'll continue to partner with you.
Okay.
And our facilities are open to this ministry as far as I am concerned as Director General.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, okay, thank you very much.
The cameras will now go outside so we can hold our 5-minute class. So, no, you can stay where there is 5 minutes close to meeting with the minister.
Yeah, so what are you guys doing? Okay, you went up, okay. Tell them we're coming. The Honorable DG, okay, Honorable DG. Communication Director, you be here. Let Ngafuan go up there. You be here.
You take one of those. Learn to set the camera.
All right, thank you, folks. So you just watched the engagement or the exchange between the Minister of Finance and the Director General of the LBS in the office of the Finance Minister, and some of the issues that we were laying out are some of the issues that were discussed: budgetary increment, staff welfare, and collaboration. You heard the minister, and he made an open promise that, of course, the Ministry of Finance will do all they can to work with the national legislature to put before it the need for an increment in the budgetary allotment of the Liberia broadcasting system. The Finance Minister did praise the Director General and his team for the tremendous efforts they're making in expanding TV across the country. He did mention Zwedru County as one of the places that have benefited. He also did thank the Director General for the massive work that he's doing at the LBS. He did mention the ongoing construction of the LBS broadcast complex. He mentioned how impressed he is about that particular project. On several other issues that he spoke about, he also did talk about the LBS reporters and staffers at the entity. Come to think of it, the Director General has also raised the issue of salary increment for the staffers. But he did mention how appreciative he is about the work that the staffs are doing. He's impressed with the work. He mentioned how he's met some of the staffers locally and internationally. He did mention me. I remember we met in Paris, France, when President Boakai got the invite from French President Emmanuel Macron for a 4-day state visit, and I covered that visit. Now, come to think of it, that visit was one of the first broadcasts that was being live streamed on national TV there in Zwedru County, and the Minister of Finance, being there in France, also did watch himself on TV from as far as Zwedru County. And so, I mean, among several issues that were discussed, the minister did stress that there's a lot in the pipeline, and the Ministry of Finance will do all it can to make sure it can ensure that the LBS gets all necessary budgetary allotment and increment of its budgetary allotment to ensure that both entities can work together. Also, from the end of the Director General, he has encouraged the Minister of Finance to continue working with the LBS, mentioning that both entities are partners. Lastly, before we will come out, he mentioned offering the theater that's under construction, in fact almost at completion. He has openly said that the minister is open to come to the theater anytime when he's doing his budgetary presentation to the country. The theater is sophisticated. All he needs is to come with his laptop and he can make use of the facility. So I mean, there were a lot that were discussed in there. We'll do an official news story right after the discussions are concluded. But we're hoping now, once the Director General comes out, we can have maybe a brief interview with him and hear from him on how the discussions went. But we were in there, you watched it, you listened to the Minister of Finance, and he encouraged everyone to be cooperative and encouraged the Liberia Broadcasting System to continue being cooperative. Sorry. He also did thank the Director General for using the little resources the entity has to make maximum, efforts. But at the same time, acknowledge that yes, there's a need for an equipment, and the Ministry of Finance, the Development Planning, will engage the National Legislature to ensure that this budgetary increment or some of the demands or requests that the LBS is making can come to fruition. So my name is Anthony Williams. Folks, keep watching us. We'll rejoin you shortly. All right, folks. Thank you. Thanks for rejoining us again. So the management of the LBS have just concluded their visit here at the Ministry of Finance from the Office of the Minister of Finance and Development Planning to hold several key discussions as it relates to the Liberia broadcasting system. And so we're going to just finally hear from the Director General to bring us up to speed on some of the issues that were discussed. Though the indoor meeting, they had some critical issues that they discussed, but we also went live where the Minister of Finance spoke on several key issues. So we're going to go out there and hear from the Director General to tell us what were some of the issues that were discussed, especially the ones that he thinks the public needs to hear. Apart from that, critical issues that were discussed had to do with budgetary increment, staff benefits. The Minister of Finance guaranteed that he will work with the legislature to see that the LBS budget increases in the next budget year and all of that. But let's go right out there and talk to the Director General himself to tell us more about his meeting with the Minister of Finance and Development Planning. He's right here, right by the car, and we're going to do it quickly before we leave. All right, so Director General Eugene Ngafuan has just concluded the discussions with the Minister of Finance and Development Planning. He's here with members of his management. We have the Deputy Director of Administration, Deputy Director General for New Media and Rebranding, and of course Director General Ngafuan himself. DG, you just concluded a crucial meeting with the Minister of Finance and Development Planning. You guys spoke on several critical issues relating to the growth of the Liberia broadcasting system, and of course on a larger scale the country's media landscape and broadcasting interventions and growth. You care to bring us up to speed on some of the issues or discussions that were reached?
Well, we were in a discussion, closed door meeting, and what we discussed had to do with the growth and development of the LBS, the progress that is expected to be made. We were able to bring to his attention that we've carried out maximum progress with minimum amounts of money, the way that we inherited from the previous administration, and that has continued until now. And we're looking forward to, since we have a new television and radio broadcast complex that needs to be staffed and properly equipped, 2 substations in Saclipie and Rubber Sports, as well as the television expansion project underway in all of the counties. We gave him an appraisal of what we are doing, and he was very generous enough to assure us of his continuous commitment and support, and that he assured us that we should look forward to something being done to help us with our budget again. And so we're very thankful. So our discussion was very, very, extremely fruitful.
Okay. I mean, now that he has guaranteed you that he will work with the legislature, I did hear him say that. Does this mean now that your team is going back now to get to work and make sure that when that time comes, you are ready to sit before the legislature and justify your budget?
We are prepared. We are more than prepared. Not when the time comes. Even now, if they cite us, we'll go. Okay. Right now. So, but as it stands right now, we're going back to work, and we will continue to do what we're doing. The Liberian people know we're working, and so we'll continue to work. We're not going to stop. Work is in continuation. We are going now to the CSA right now. From the CSA, we'll return to base as we get ready to prepare the team to do the opening coverage of the county meet. And once the team return, as soon as they return, they'll have 1 day work, sleep, and then we'll pick up for Bangabong County to install television again. We want television to be in Bangabong County before the Christmas season. More so if we get the kind of support we intend to have from the National Port Authority, from NASCOP, from Maritime, from LPRC, from all of the different entities to sponsor the county meet. We will bring the county meet live to the Liberian people. Okay. We're going to show what we're capable of doing. Our team will depart Monrovia for Maryland County. We intend to broadcast the game live by radio and television. That is our intention, and we hope everything works out.
Okay, and lastly, before I leave you, he did also thank you for the work you're doing, praised the interventions you're making, but he pointed out he did also pointed out some of your staffers that he does really admire, and thanked you for empowering these staffers, you know, at the LBS, reporters, newscasters, some of whom he's met, he's listened to, and all of that. How do you feel about, you know, this commendation? And also, have you also reached out to him as it relates to your staffers' welfare?
Well, yes, I have. And let me state, when I came to LBS, one of the biggest complaints was that whenever there were trips, the director generals would go for the DSA. Those were the reports. But upon my own investigation, I found it to be true. Okay. I've investigated that. Today, you have been to London, you have been to where again? You name your own places, your countries you've been to. Sure. They are uncomfortable. Yeah. Same for Vafle, Vashta Talu, you name them, Emmanuel, Telvina, what's the guy? Grace Tao. There's just so many. Ayesin Yuba and the other guy who went to Tisento, and everybody. Once there is a trip for coverage, there are two of them at the ECOWAS stuff. I don't know whether they've left or they've returned. Frederick Tiwia and the other guy. And the other, I mean, everybody, once you are a reporter, you do your job. Our job is to manage the system, not to report from Algeria. I don't know who was it that went to Algeria already. I don't know which one of the reporters.
I'm the one that was in Algeria.
You were in Algeria. There we go. So let you guys go and do your job. Managers, directors, stay in your office and do your job. And under my administration, you cannot point to one director general, deputy director general, that have gone to cover a story anywhere. This 2026, we will cover the American elections live. We will cover anything that is foreign. Let me show the Liberian people. And it will be you guys that will go there, do the coverage live, and we'll show it on television. We will not copy from any group. So again, the system is working. We are building a system that will work not only today, tomorrow, and the days to come in the future.
Thanks, Ida. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Folks, so that's the Director General of the Liberia Broadcasting System, Director General Eugene Lamine-Fagon, summing up the discussion that was just held with the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Minister Ngafuan. He's headed now back at the CSA, in fact, where he also has a meeting with the Director of the CSA today. But folks, my name is Anthony Williams. We've been bringing you this coverage along with my colleague Damora Fofana here at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. We'd like to say thanks for watching and bye-bye for now. Thank you.